In this class, we will see the cecum, the important short essay in the abdomen region. The cecum is the commencement of the large gut, situated in the right iliac fossa, and it is an asymmetrical sac furnished with the tinea coli. So the large intestines will have the tinea coli. So the cecum also has the tinea coli, and its shape is asymmetrical. If you see the size of the cecum, it is very interesting or peculiar. Length is less than the breadth of the cecum. Usually, the viscera will have the length more than the width. But the cecum length is 6 centimeter and breadth is 7.5 centimeter. So you can see in this the cecum which is asymmetrical and it is furnished with the tinea coli. If you trace the tinea coli at the base, that will reach the base of the appendix. That's the usual way to identify the appendix in the surgery of the appendicectomy. You have to catch hold of the tinea coli, and so that it will be joining at the base of the appendix. So shape, we have already told it is asymmetrical, but the shape varies in the individuals. In about 2% of the population, the cecum is conical in shape. So that like this conical in shape, and the appendix will be arising from the tip of the cone. And this type is called the fetal type, and it will be present in 2% of the population. Next type is the infantile type. This is 3% common in the population, and it is quadrate in shape, and the appendix is attached to the depressed bottom of the quadrate shape. So these are the two different types, fetal type and the infantile type. So in this you can see this is the fetal type, 2%. It is conical and the appendix is from the tip. It is 2%. This is the infantile type, quadrangular, or both sacs are equal in size, so that the appendix is in the middle of the quadrangular, and it is 3% infantile type. So this is the normal type or the adult type. In this, right saccule is larger than the left saccule. It will be present in the 90% of the population. Another type is the exaggerated type. What is exaggerated? Right saccule is exaggerated as if there is no left saccule at all. So this is present in 4% of the population. So the normal or the adult type, 90%. Right saccule is enlarged than the left one. Appendix is situated. This is the normal situation of the appendix, 2 centimeter below the ileocecal junction. That is the situation of the base of the appendix. This is the normal situation of the appendix. If you see in the exaggerated type, the right saccule is enlarged. The appendix is close to the ileocecal junction. So if you see the previous picture, I think you can understand. So this is the normal type, 2 centimeter below the ileocecal junction, appendix is situated. In this, if you see, the appendix is close to the ileocecal junction. This is the exaggerated type. Position of cecum, it lies in the right iliac fossa. This is the normal position, but we have learnt in the embryology of the rotation of the midgut, the cecum rotates 270-degree anti-clockwise to reach this position. If there is a defect in this rotation of the midgut, then the cecum may occupy the left iliac fossa or the umbilical region or the subhepatic region. Now we will see the topography of the cecum. Otherwise, how to mark the cecum in the living persons. This is surface anatomy of the cecum. How to mark this surface anatomy of the cecum? You have to draw two lines. Then between the two lines and the right fold of the groin, you have to draw a triangular area. That will be the surface anatomy of the cecum. So what are the two lines? You have to draw the transtubercular line or plane that will pass through the tubercle of iliac crest. That's why it's called tubercular, transtubercular plane. And one more plane you have to draw is right lateral plane below by the right fold of the groin. So in between these three lines, the triangular area will mark the situation of the cecum. Relations of the cecum, it is very simple. In front, it will be the coils of ileum. So the small intestinal coils will be lying over the cecum, and next to that will be the anterior abdominal wall. Behind also simple, it is situated in the right iliac fossa. So what will be the muscles in the right iliac fossa? Right iliopsoas muscles. It will be covered by the fascia iliaca, and the trunk of the femoral nerve will be in between these muscles. So the trunk of the femoral nerve deep to the fascia iliaca. All this you should have learnt in the femoral triangle in the front of the thigh. These muscles form the floor of the femoral triangle in the front of the thigh, and this nerve also you should have learnt in the femoral triangle. It will be deep to the fascia iliaca. So these are present in the right iliac fossa, then enters the front of the thigh. So that's the simple way to remember the posterior relations of the cecum. So this is the good picture to show the posterior relations of the cecum. So this is the psoas muscle, psoas major, right psoas major muscle, and this is the femoral nerve. One more nerve in this right iliac fossa. This iliacus muscle is not shown clearly. So this is the position of the iliacus muscle and psoas major muscles. Two nerves related to the cecum are this lateral femoral cutaneous nerve and the trunk of the femoral nerve. And also behind the vermiform appendix may be present in the retrocecal recess of the peritoneum. Why I am telling may be present is the vermiform appendix will be varying in the positions. We will see that in the next class of the vermiform appendix. So if it is situated behind the cecum, it will be present in this recess. Above, cecum will be continuous above with the ascending colon at the level of the transtubercular plane. Below, what is below? Inguinal ligament. So that is the above and below relations. Medially, we have the terminal part of the ileum opening into this, and also the vermiform appendix is attached to this medial part of the cecum, and it is suspended by the mesoappendix. So we have finished the relations of the cecum. It is very simple to know. Anteriorly, coils of the ileum, posteriorly, iliopsoas muscles and the trunk of the femoral nerve. Above it is continuous with the ascending colon. Below it rests on the inguinal ligament. Medially, terminal part of the ileum and the vermiform appendix. Now we will see the blood supply and nerve supply. So this cecum is supplied by the ileocholic artery. Ileocholic artery is the branch of superior mesenteric artery. In the superior mesenteric artery class, we have learned this is the terminal branch of the superior mesenteric artery that gives rise to the anterior and posterior cecal branches. Venous drainage, same ileocholic vein that will drain into the superior mesenteric vein. Lymphatic drainage, ileocholic lymph nodes. Same way, drain into the superior mesenteric group of lymph nodes. Now supply superior mesenteric plexus and vagus nerve. Interior of the cecum. So this is the important part for your practical exams. You will be given the cecum and vermiform appendix in the anatomy practicals, so that you should see the interior of the cecum also. Interior of the cecum presents two orifices. First orifice you should know is the ileocecal orifice. Now only we told medially ileum opens. So that orifice will be present in the posteromedial wall of the cecum. It corresponds with the intersection between the transtubercular plane and the right lateral plane. So if you draw transtubercular plane and right lateral plane, that intersection will be representing the ileocecal orifice in the living. It has a valve which consists of upper and lower lips. Upper lip is horizontal and the lower lip is concave above. You can see in the image, then you can understand. Yes, this is the interior of the cecum, or you saying this is the ileocecal orifice. So it has a two lips. Upper lip is horizontal and lower lip is concave. So that both lips will meet at the ends. That will be called as the frenula of the ileocecal valve. One more opening also you see in this diagram, appendicular orifice. So that will be situated 2 centimeter below the ileocecal orifice. Are you seeing this? So this is the appendicular orifice, two orifices present in the interior of the cecum. So this is the appendicular orifice, small circular opening situated about 2 centimeter below and slightly behind the ileocecal orifice. This will be having a semicircular valve called as valve of Gerlach. So this appendicular orifice is having a mucosal fold that will be called as the valve of Gerlach. What is the applied anatomy of the cecum? Cecum acts as a guide in the operation of intestinal obstruction. So what is this intestinal obstruction? Cause of this intestinal obstruction? Intussusception. You will be learning in details of this intussusception in the final MBBS. What is this intussusception is? Now only we told ileum is opening into the cecum. You just think ileum is telescopically invaginated into the cecum and the ascending colon. So it is just going inside the cecum and ascending colon, so that causing total intestinal obstruction. So that will be called as the intussusception. In that cases, if you open and see, cecum will be the guide to understand this in the surgery of the intestinal obstruction. So we have learned in detail the cecum situation, shape of the cecum, relations of the cecum, blood supply, lymphatic drainage, nerve supply, and also the interior of the cecum, and what is that importance of this cecum in the cases of intestinal obstruction. So this may be asked as short essay for you. So with this we will continue in the next class. The related to the cecum we will continue the vermiform appendix in the next class.